Well, hello everyone. We are coming to you from the birthplace of professional football, Canton, Ohio. We are here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame for the 2019 OAC Football Media Day. I'm Charlie Danis, and joining me is the head coach of the Capital Football Program, Rogo. Coach, this is always a very special event. We're here in Canton. We're here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, where all the renovations, all the changes have taken place over the last few years, and you can just feel the history. We got to hear from David Baker, the president of the Hall of Fame. This is always a special time.
Sure, yeah, fun to get up here, fun for the players to get up here and be able to see the hall, and obviously it's my fourth year being up here. To be honest, haven't got a chance to really explore the building because we're in preseason planning mode, and I'm always in a rush to get back and get to those things. But it's fun to think about all the historic names that have gone through this building and are enshrined in this Hall of Fame. So it is a special place.
Well, you talked earlier today about how you were able to bring in your largest freshman class, your largest recruiting class. Obviously, there's some momentum from last year heading into this year, but that 3-game winning streak. Talk about how things are feeling around the team heading into 2019.
I think there's excitement anytime you can end the season that way. It's momentum for recruiting. It's momentum for the off-season training. We felt great about where we were in the spring. At this level, it's always a cross your fingers and hope the players have continued that when they're back home and on their own during the course of the summer. But we felt the mentality of the team was they were going to make it a priority. And when we get them back on campus next week, we got to get right to work because it's a short preseason. We're going to have 1 day of practice. Then our freshmen are going to start orientation, and then I guess it would be 3 days after that. Everyone's going to be in classes. So the preseason 2-a-days, 2 weeks before anything gets going, it is not the case this year. It's going to be pretty quickly right into school.
We are talking with Capital head football coach Rogo as we continue coverage for the 2019 OAC Football Media Day here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. It's going to be strange. Thomas Wibbler not at quarterback. That's going to be a position that you're going to have to fill. Andrew Rafe right now is QB1, but there are a whole host of players that are going to be up for that challenge of filling that spot on your team. How are you going to handle that quarterback competition?
Well, I hired Thomas to coach the quarterback, so he's got to figure that out. But we're gonna have to evaluate all of them, and we're gonna have to bring young guys that are new to the program along. We're gonna have to have our returning players, Andrew Ray and Mitchell Mayshock, kind of take the lead in terms of competing for that position, and it's something that we've got to find as many ways as possible to get them evaluated. If it's extra 7-on-7 sessions at the end of practice, if it's trying to have quarterbacks go live in some scrimmage situations, maybe just to get as thorough of an evaluation as we can at that position to see which way it's going to go. But I'm excited about the depth that's there. I think we've got as many good quarterbacks in the program as we've had from a depth standpoint.
Thomas Wibbler was very good. Dar Stanford was good as well. He has also graduated. But you get David Barnett at wide receiver. He came with us here today at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Talk about David's impact and how important he's going to be for the offense this year.
Yeah, I mean, David's impact has been felt since he stepped on campus. He led the OAC in receptions his freshman year. He's been all OAC in some way, shape, or form all 3 years that he's played. And maybe what speaks most largely to his impact is how difficult it was to play with him out of the lineup in the last 3 games last season. It was a challenge offensively, for us with not having the reliable play that we had just maybe even taken for granted a little bit over the previous 3.5 years that he was playing for us. So I know he's taken it on as a personal challenge this year that he wants to come into this season feeling as strong and is in good a shape and as prepared as he can be to have a great senior year.
Big picture, what are you wanting to see from the offense?
I need to see offensively us just be a little significantly more balanced. I mean, they significantly skewed towards the passing game a year ago. Some of that was by design because of who was at the quarterback and receiver positions. But when you become one-dimensional, you become more easy to defend. So if we can get that running game amped up and still be effective passing the football, that's ideally what we want to see.
Defensively, 7 of your top 10 tackles from last year returned. A lot of experience in that front. Talk about the defense.
We just felt like it was a young group that was learning on the fly last year, and then all of a sudden you could see it towards the end of the year that they were starting to understand the scheme, maybe at a level they didn't even realize they needed to understand it. They were starting to apply the techniques. that we teach, and they were playing as good a defense as we had played, towards those last 3 games of the season, and really a big part of what allowed us to be able to pull those last 3 out. So it needs to be a continuation of that. The guys need to take things to the next level, from that. But the improvement we saw from the experience was exciting for us, an exciting way to end the year, and we want to build off that.
And finally, Coach, 6 of your 10 games are going to be on the road. Your guys are really going to have to be road warriors here in 2019. That includes your season opener at Westminster as well. Talk about the mentality that your team is going to have this year with all those games away from Burnmore Stadium.
Right. We just presented it to them in the spring before they left. Here's the reality. That we've got 6 on the road this year. We got to be road warriors. We've got to raise our level to that challenge. We can't let ourselves be distracted by it and just go attack it. And we left them with that message. We'll be reinforcing that message when they get back. We'll talk about it consistently throughout the season, and that's the reality that we're in. And I think our guys will handle that just fine.
All right, well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck this upcoming season.
Thanks,
the Crusaders are going to be opening up at Westminster in September, so we hope that you will join us for another season of Capital Football. Be sure to join us on athletics.capital.edu for all of our home broadcasts. Those are the games that we will be broadcasting this upcoming season. Go Crusaders!